All right, this is the literary circles. Talked about in my discussion board. We're reading chapter 1 of Left to Tell, and this will give you a glimpse into how literary circles work. And check it out.
I was born in paradise. At least that's how I felt about my homeland while I was growing up. Rwanda is a tiny country set like a jewel in Central Africa. She is so breathtakingly beautiful that it's impossible not to see the hand of God in her lush. Rolling hills, mist, Strongly mountains, green valleys, and sparkling lakes. The gentle breezes drifting down from the hills and through the pine and cedar forests are scented with the sweet aroma of lilies and
chrysanthemums.
And the weather is so pleasant year-round that the German settlers who arrived in the late 1800s christened her the land of Entombed.
All right, next, Mr. King. We'll just go around this. Mr. King.
The forces of evil that would give birth to a Holocaust that set my beloved country awash in a sea of blood with pity from me as a child. As a young girl, all I knew of the world was the lovely landscape surrounding me, the kindness of my neighborhood, and the deep love of my parents and brothers. In our home, racism and prejudice were completely unknown. I wasn't aware that people belong to different tribes or races, and I didn't even hear the term Tutsi or Hutu until I was in school.
Fantastic. Tony.
In my village, young children walk 8 miles to and from school along lonely stretches of road, but parents never worried about a child being abducted or harmed in any way. My biggest fear as a youngster was being alone in the dark. Other than that, I was an extremely happy little girl in a happy family, living in what I thought was a happy village where people expected and cared for one another.
All right, Ori.
I was born in the western Rwanda province of Kibuye, in the village of Masaba. Our house was perched on the top of the hilltop overlooking Lake Kivu, which seems to stretch out forever below us. On clear mountain mornings, I could see the mountains on the other side of the lake. In the neighboring country of Zaire, now called the Democratic Republic of the Congo, some of my warmest childhood memories are from being clambering down the perilously steep hills between our house and the lake. I go swimming with my dad and brothers at last of the dawn mist was green, chased away by the early morning sun. The water was warm, the air cool against our skin, and the view of our house high above the shore, always thrilling.
All right, heading back home was an adventure because the hill was so steep and the dirt beneath our feet was so loose and treacherous. I often slipped and was afraid that I would tumble all the way down into the lake. My father always knew when I was frightened, and he bundled me in his arms all the way home. He was a big, strong man, and I felt safe and loved wrapped in those powerful arms. It thrilled me to be lifted up so affectionately, especially since Dad was very reserved in an old-fashioned way and rarely showed his emotions or said he loved my brothers and me. Although
cows and other animals were fed and watered. And then after finishing the morning chores and getting us off to class, Mom would walk down the road and start her full-time teaching job at the local primary school.
Both of my parents were teachers and maintenance. Believers that the only defense against poverty and hunger was a good education. Despite being one of the smallest countries in Africa, Rwanda, which is roughly the size of the American state of Maryland, is one of the most densely populated countries on the continent and among the poorest in the world. Mom and Dad were the first high school graduates in their families, and they were determined that their children will go even farther than they had in high school. In school, my bad. Dad led by example, working hard and studying throughout his life. He received many honors and promotions during his career, rising steadily through the ranks from primary teacher to junior high school principal. He was eventually appointed chief administrator for all of the,
Chief administrator.
chief administrator of all the, Catholic schools in our district.
In Rwanda, every family member has a different last name. Parents give each child a unique surname at birth, one that reflects the feeling of the mother or father at the moment they lay eyes on the new baby. And
Kinyarwanda.
Kinyarwanda, the native language of Rwanda, my name, Iglesias means shining and beautiful in body and soul. My dad chose my name, which will always remind me of how much he loved me from the moment I was born.
My father's name was Leonard.
We'll just call him Leonard Yu.
Leonard Yu. And my mother's name was Mary Rose Khan.
Khan Kendi.
Khan Kendi.
Mm-hmm.
But her friends called her Rose. They met at one of my cousin's homes in the summer of 1963 while traveling to our mutual friend's wedding. As they were introduced, Mom gave Dad the once-over cooking her tongue at his shaggy hair.
And then just do that last sentence.
You're going to a wedding with that hair? My father shrugged, claiming that he couldn't find a barber. Mom found a pair of scissors, sat him down, and went to work. Right then and there, she must have done a good job because they became inseparable. They married within the year, and Dad never let anyone but Mom cut his hair again.
Yep.